Hello everybody. Today's story is The Boy with the Colored Coat. There once was a great shepherd prince called Jacob. He had thousands of fine cattle and so many sheep that it was impossible to number them. Jacob did not live in a city but in a wide tent. These tents that sheltered him, his family and his servants. Tents that were pitched on grassy lands, in green valleys, or on sunny hillsides. When the flock and the herds had eaten the juicy grass, the rich shepherd prince took down his tents and moved somewhere else, where his animals might have fresh pastures. Jacob had wandered hundreds of miles in his lifetime, and he and his many sons who helped him in the work of guarding and tending the cattle and the sheep. Two sons he had whom he loved above all the others. They were the two youngest, Joseph and Benjamin. Joseph was a strong youth, but Benjamin was only a small child. Joseph loved him and played with him when he had time. Jacob loved Joseph so much because he was the son of his favorite wife, and because Joseph was clever and kind. Jacob could not help showing that young Joseph was his favorite. And he spoke to him lovingly and gave him many presents. The elder brothers were jealous of Joseph and hated him, all but the eldest, Reuben, who liked the lad. Joseph had many cruel words spoken to him by his other brothers, and they would not be friendly to him. If he had not had Reuben's smile and his little brother Benjamin to love, the growing boy would have been very unhappy. Now, one day Jacob gave his favorite son a present. It was a wonderful coat, bright as a rainbow in many colors. It was a long tunic with sleeves down to the wrist, gaily embroidered and beautiful in every way. Joseph was delighted with it. He put it on and walked amongst the hills in it, showing it to anyone he met. It suited the tall, strong boy well, and he looked like a young prince as he walked the hills with his gay coat shining. His 10 elder brothers, who were watching the flocks and the herds, saw the boy coming and gazed in amazement and envy at the bright colored coat he wore. "Who gave you that coat?" they demanded. "Our father gave it to me," answered Joseph. The brothers talked angrily amongst themselves and would not admire the coat. "Our father shows his love for this boy more and more," they said. "He favors him far above us. It's plain to see that when our father dies, he will leave to Joseph more than he will leave us. He means to make this boy a mighty prince. Always he favors him." Of all the presents that Jacob gave to Joseph, the coat of many colors angered the 10 boys most bitterly. They hated to see the boy wearing it, and they scorned him and spoke spitefully to him. There was another thing that the brothers disliked about Joseph too. This was his strange dreams. The boy had always had queer dreams, so vivid that they seemed quite real to him. He could tell them to others like a story, forgetting nothing. "When we have dreams, they are past and gone, like a mist when we awake," grumbled the brothers. "But Joseph sits and tells us his dreams as if they really happened." "Maybe his dreams have a meaning," said Reuben. Now, one summer's day, when the harvest was being gathered in, and all the brothers were working hard together, Joseph was rather silent. He had had a queer dream the night before, and it had been so real that he had kept remembering it. His brothers had found much fault with him in the harvesting, and the dream had comforted him. "What is the matter?" asked Reuben, seeing that Joseph was lost in thought. "I had a strange dream last night," said Joseph. The others looked up, for they knew Joseph's queer dreams and wondered what this one had been. "What was your dream?" they asked. Then Joseph told them. "Hear my dream," he said. "Behold, I thought we were all binding sheaves together in the field, even as we were doing for days. I bound my sheaf of corn and laid it down. You, my brothers, also bound your sheaves and laid them down. And then, even as I looked, my sheaf suddenly rose up and stood by itself. And then all your sheaves rose up also and stood. But that was not all. Your sheaves suddenly bowed themselves down to my sheaf, as if they were servants bowing to their master. It was indeed a strange sight. I cannot forget this dream. It is in my mind all the time." His brothers heard this dream in anger. They hardly waited to hear the end before they shouted loudly at Joseph. "You need not ask us the meaning of your dream," they cried. "You are trying to pretend that we bowed down to you. Who are you that you should be greater than we? Do you really think you're going to reign over us?" And the brothers hated Joseph even more for his dream. They could not help thinking that their younger brother's dream did have a meaning, and it angered them. Then Joseph dreamt another dream, and again he told it to the others, and to his father too. "Behold," said Joseph, "I have dreamt yet again, and it is an even stranger dream. I thought I was in the sky, and lo, the sun and the moon and 11 stars all bowed down before me." The brothers looked at one another sneeringly. They knew that in the dream they and Benjamin were the 11 stars, and they were angry. Joseph's father was angry also. "What is this dream that you have dreamt?" said Jacob sternly. "Do you really think that I and your mother and your 11 brothers will bow ourselves down to the earth before you?" But also his father spoke sternly to his favorite son. He remembered the dream and puzzled over it. He watched Joseph and thought him to be a strange and unusual boy. His brothers envied him and lost no chance of being scornful and unkind. They jeered at the two dreams. But there came a day when they remembered them again in astonishment and wonder. Well, that's the beginning of the story. You'll have to wait for the next part in my next video. So catch me again in my next video. Bye bye for now.